Now, hold with me for just a second. I'm going to give you a little bit of a theoretical discussion. Every single day we show up to work, we have our work environment, we have our relationships, we have our culture. Every single day that we show up, wherever there are problems with this, think of this as a shield that we have available to us. Wherever there are problems with this, wherever there are shortcomings, these are flaws. These are kink in our armor, holes in our shield that we have available to us. In our organizational standards, the things that we do every single day when we show up to work, where it's inappropriate, unprofessional, offensive, degrading, this sets the environment that we work in. The term latent means this is the way it is all the time. So this is our day-to-day work environment that we have. Next, I'm going to introduce this next layer. This is our supervisors. Do our supervisors do the things that supervisors are supposed to do? Are they proactive? Do they take care of problems when they happen? You're going to hear me come back to this term about just culture in a little bit. This means that if somebody does something wrong, if somebody else does something wrong, do they have the same sort of treatment? And if somebody is a victim, somebody's a victim over here from whatever it is, do they get the same sort of support? We need to make sure that it's a level playing field of equal opportunity for everybody in the organization. That's the job of supervision and leadership. That's our next layer of defense that we have. Then we have the preconditions. This is today when I show up to work. What are the conditions of the individuals? What are the circumstances that are going on? What are the type of support that I have available? What's the team dynamic? What's the relationships between the people? Once again, every time that there's a flaw in that, that gives us a vulnerability. And then last we have our acts. These are the things that people do, exercising bad judgment, maybe completely violating the UCMJ or what we would consider appropriate behavior in some fashion. But somebody makes, I'll call it an error, a mistake, bad judgment. We have a tendency to focus on the acts a lot of times. My point is, for one of these acts to actually end up into a bad situation, we have to have a failure in these other modes first. In other words, we have the ability to break this whole chain of events back here in the process before we ever even get to the acts themselves. So I want to focus today on things that we can do day to day to be able to not insulate our organization from the vulnerabilities of people's fallibility to begin with. And there are concrete things that we can do. And that's what I'd like to talk about. This whole thing right here is, the point is that sexual assault is the consequence of the environment that we have set. It's not the cause. We're not here just to focus on that today. We have to look at it from the bigger picture because that's how it ends up happening.